Kunju Swami. The Mundaka Upanishad says, the Atman, self, reveals itself to those the Atman chooses. Whenever I meet a devotee, either in Ramana Ashramam or outside, I always ask them, how did you come to spiritual life? What made you turn to this? The sole purpose behind the question is to make them aware that they have been called. Even if this became a physical reality through the chance reading of a book or suggestions from a friend, the truth is, these things happen because we have been called. One important purpose of studying the lives of sages and saints and the early devotees of Bhagavan is to examine how each one of them had a turning point. Kunju Swami was one such remarkable saint. Kunju means baby in Malayalam, and he was so precious to his parents that they named him Kunju. He was chosen by the self, just as the self has chosen each one of us. Do not exclude yourself, because if this was not true, you would not be reading this. Kunju Swami resided in joy, cheerfulness, friendliness, and happiness. In fact, no one has seen him in any other state. Any devotee who met Kunju Swami could never forget him. Much of the knowledge I have about the old devotees, particularly those I could not meet, was given to me by Kunju Swami. Often I had the honor of receiving his kind hospitality. Swami, whenever I go abroad to give talks, you are the one who feeds me, I would say gratefully. He used to enjoy saying, yes, all this information I give you is Vishaya Dana. In Sanskrit, Vishaya Dana means giving information and also giving food. He was utterly devoted to Bhagavan right from when he came to him at the age of 19 until his last days in Ramana Ashramam, where he passed away at the ripe young age of 96. Kunju Swami was born in a lower caste family. According to the then existing caste system in India, people from lower castes were ostracized from society. At birth, when Kunju Swami's horoscope was cast, the astrologer predicted that this child was divine and advised that special care be given to him. The parents paid heed to this counsel, and out of their 5 or 6 children, gave him the most attention. Kunju Swami was very fond of his father and accompanied him wherever he went. He would often go with him to bathe in a small pool. By the time he was 3 years old and was able to understand things, he observed Brahmins and sannyasins standing waist deep in water and doing japa of mantras. He said eagerly to his father, "Father, may we also chant a mantra like them? Why don't you teach me one?" His father shook his head. "No, we are outcasts. Mantras are meant for Brahmins, the highest caste, and sannyasins. We cannot repeat them." The little boy Kunju was utterly dejected and secretly shed tears. That night, Lord Shiva appeared to him in a dream and said, "My child, I am initiating you into a mantra. Chant Om Namah Shivaya." The boy started chanting this as soon as he woke up. After a few days, when he was again taken to the pool, he saw people taking sacred ash from a small cloth bag and smearing it on themselves. He told his father excitedly, "Father, I would also like to have a sacred ash bag like that." "No, my child, we are all outcasts, as I have told you. We are not supposed to wear sacred ash or carry those sacred ash bags." Once more, Kunju Swami was really upset on hearing this. So again, Lord Shiva appeared to him in a dream and showed him a tree and said, "My child, go to that tree and underneath you will find some coins. Take them and buy a bag of sacred ash." The next day he rushed to the spot and found 3/4 anna pieces. He showed them to his father and told him what happened. His father said, "Then it is Shiva's commandment. Go to the shop and buy that bag." Kunju Swami happily obeyed. After a year, 5-year-old Kunju Swami felt he must have a rosary. Hindus, particularly sannyasins, use a rosary made of rudraksha beads, seeds of a tree found mostly in Nepal, and consider it very sacred. He was afraid to tell his father for fear of being told he could not have it because they were outcasts. So once again he fervently prayed to Shiva, "Please give one to me." One day, while returning with a friend after a bath in the pool, his friend suddenly remembered that he had some work and had to go back. Kunju Swami continued walking alone and suddenly noticed a strange sight, a lotus in full bloom on the street. He bent to pick it up, and in the lotus flower there was a rudraksha bead necklace held together with a golden thread. He ran back home excitedly and showed it to his father. His father was now fully convinced that this child was special and happily put it around Kunju Swami's neck with his own hands. By the age of 10, this boy Kunju was totally absorbed in his devotion to Shiva. His father took him to the next village to listen to the stories of Shiva. These holy plays in Tamil, and these stories related to everything the Lord did, including how he played with devotees and blessed them. Kunju listened to them intently, soaking in every word. On returning home, his father would ask him to tell his mother what he had heard, and the boy would repeat the stories verbatim. His family was flabbergasted at his extraordinary memory. His father gathered the villagers the next day, and the boy stunned them with his recital. Soon the other villagers would take him along to attend spiritual discourses, and he began to perform the role of a human tape recorder. Even more astounding was that he could recall speeches not only in his mother tongue, Malayalam, but in any language, including Tamil and Sanskrit. His father became increasingly concerned with the miraculous occurrences that surrounded Kunju's life. Feeling that he must be properly trained, he took him to one Kupandi Swami, who had come to their village. Kupandi Swami ridiculed these siddhis and told Kunju, "Do not indulge in these. They are not going to help you. This is not the purpose for which the Lord came to you in your dream and gave you all this." The boy Kunju fell at his feet and begged, "Please guide me." Kupandi Swami, a master of several arts like astrology and Vedanta, acceded. He told the child, "Choose any one art and I will teach it to you. Medicine or magic, whatever you want." And Kunju, the child, humbly said, "Swami, you choose for me." And his teacher, Kupandi Swami, said, "I won't choose for you. You must be involved." They finally wrote the subjects down on chits of paper and drew lots. The child drew Vedanta, and that became his subject of study. And to me, this is firm proof that the Lord guides you. Only you must have faith. The Swami started teaching him the Kavalya Navanitam, which means the churned butter of emancipation. Bhagavan was very fond of this book. Knowledge is like yogurt. When we churn it enough, we get butter. Therefore, when anything we read, including the scriptures, is understood and faithfully put into practice, it gives us the real butter, or the truth through direct experience. Kunju Swami studied meticulously, and because of his phenomenal memory, could learn 20 verses on the very first day. Within 5 days, he had memorized the entire book. But his father said, "This is not enough. You must know its meaning." Kunju went back to Kupandi Swami and was taught its meaning. When Kupandi Swami had to leave, he entrusted Kunju to another Swami who was well versed in the Yoga Vasishta. His new teacher taught him this and advised, "It is not enough if you memorize and understand it. You have to practice it too."